What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I got some news to report about Gervonta Tank Davis. In the weigh-in last night, he didn't make weight. He was a little bit overweight. He was zero point 0.4 pounds over, so he was 30.4 pounds over. Hugo Ruiz came in at 29.8, so he made weight. And Gervonta Tank Davis was shocked or surprised that they asked him, okay, strip, you know what I mean? Take off the Speedos. You got to make weight, and he was like, here? You know what I mean? Like, dude, you've missed weight before. That's the standard protocol of any fighter. They put up something to cover yourself. You strip butt naked and see if you can make weight. So he does that, and he still doesn't make weight. It's 30.2, which isn't bad. You know what I mean? It isn't bad, but isn't good. And let me explain why. Okay. 0.2 pounds over, you could say, hey, so what? What's the deal? And I could get that. You know what I mean? Like, that's 0.2 pounds. But let's look at the big picture. It's like, you have had this problem before. So now you're developing a pattern. And you should know what your required weight is before you got your ass in there. You should know, okay, I can make weight, no problem. Even yesterday, he looked starched. He looked sick. He looked like, and I know people do crazy things to make weight, and they don't look the best when they make weight. You know what I mean? That's the time when you're aggravated, you haven't had enough carbs, so you're frustrated, you're pissed off, you're like a isoglycemic kind of guy. But what I noticed, I seen little bags under his eyes. I think that Gervonta Tank Davis is in the wrong weight class, and based on what they call him and why they call him Tank, because he can hit like a tank. Okay. He needs to move up to 135 because 130 is not suiting him anymore, and he's a young kid. Okay, he's like 23 years old. Okay, that should tell you that he's already having trouble making weight. This is the second time. You can say, oh, it was 4 pounds over, which it is a small amount over. What I'm trying to say is that there's a problem somewhere. Okay, either with the training, either with maybe it's with him. I mean, it's probably his lifestyle. He probably eats bad. He ain't fought in all year. He only fought once last year. So, I mean, he might be a little rusty. So that might be a part of it. But I'm basing him moving up to the way he looked. He looked sick. And all fighters, if you're a boxer, you're a UFC, you have to be very careful on how much water weight you take from your body, okay? You can't deprive your body of too much water. And I know that's what's happening with the black circles under his eyes and that type of shit. That means that he hasn't had enough water. And what people don't know, you can very easily have a stroke without enough water. And that should tell me he's fighting in the wrong weight class. He needs to go up to 130. He's not going to fight Machado, so stop. He's not going to fight Tevin Farmer, so stop. Those fights are not going to happen because, PBC, they have their own rules and they fight their own fighters, and they believe in fighting smaller fighters to get the job done, to create a name for themselves. Either a small fighter or fighters that they feel that they can beat because of inactivity. Okay, and Tank Davis is no exception. However, at this point of his career, he's putting his health at stake. You know what I mean? He didn't look right. I think Tank Davis is young, and that's the thing. Now, if he was 32, 33 years old, and he's having problems, maybe he should move up. But he's having weight problems this early in his career. That should tell you that his body is acclimating to whatever it needs to go to. Your body talks to you. Your body tells you what it needs and what it wants. And then what it doesn't want is you draining yourself over and over again, trying to make a weight that naturally you're not set to be at. Okay. So, and if that's the case, it will show in the ring. Yeah, he made the weight. He came back and he was 29.8. But eventually, if he's not meant to be at that weight class, at super featherweight, he needs to move up to 135. Okay, plain and simple. You know, and at that weight, he can challenge himself. At that weight, he can fight guys like, you know, Teofimo or Loma. You know, I would love to see him fight a guy like Teofimo Lopez. That would be a super fight. That would be a fight that you could build on, you know, but that's solely up to the handlers of Gervonta Tank Davis. So, but anyway, it would be best for him to move up because his health is at stake. I feel it's at stake because you don't look that way being that young and looking that starched. So, but he did make weight. The fight's still on. And to touch briefly on Hugo Ruiz, Hugo just fought 3 weeks ago. He made weight, but here's the deal. He moved up from 126, from featherweight. But before that, he was at a different weight class. So that's still their way of fighting someone that's accustomed to fighting smaller people, fighting a guy that can't make weight. So he's automatically bigger because once right now, it's okay. It's 5:44 Eastern time. And I guarantee you, Gervonta Tank Davis has gained 10 pounds. You know what I mean? He's over junior welterweight right now. He's about 141, 142. And he's fighting a guy that's coming from 126, coming from a lower weight class. All right. They didn't specify, but 126 was like was like a stop. Okay. That was a leap on a lily pad for this guy. Now he's going to 130 to take on Tank Davis. Yeah. Erlaby knows what he's doing. Get a smaller guy like you intended, but like you were going to fight Abner Mares, and, you know, make you look spectacularly when you knock his block off because he's so much smaller than you. It's going to be like, I hope it's not like Arturo Gatti and Joey Gamache, because that was a massacre. So I don't want to see anything like that. I hate to see one fighter destroy another fighter due to certain edges that fighter has. That makes me sick. Because you see a lot of that and enough of that in the sport of boxing. But anyway, the fight's still on. You know, we'll see what Hugo Ruiz has. And 39 wins with 32 knockouts ain't bad. So let's leave it there. But anyway, you guys tell me about Tank Davis. Should he move up? What do you think about his weigh-in? Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.